Life beyond 70 is often imagined as a time of peace, reflection, and well-earned rest. After decades of hard work, raising families, and contributing to society, the golden years should be just that, golden. But for many seniors, financial worries don't fade away with retirement. In fact, they often grow heavier. With rising costs, fixed incomes, and unexpected expenses, many find themselves facing financial struggles they never anticipated. What was once a comfortable lifestyle can suddenly feel fragile, and making ends meet becomes a daily challenge rather than a distant concern. For some, the reality of financial strain sets in when they retire and realize that their savings, pensions, or Social Security benefits don't stretch as far as they thought. A lifetime of diligent work and careful planning can still fall short in the face of inflation, rising medical costs, and unforeseen home or car repairs. Margaret, a 73-year-old widow, never expected to struggle. She and her late husband were careful with money, saving diligently and avoiding unnecessary debt. But after his passing, her income was cut in half, while her property taxes and living expenses remained the same. The rising cost of groceries, utilities, and prescription medications added to the pressure. Every month, she carefully weighs her spending choices, sometimes skipping social outings or turning down the thermostat just to make sure she can cover everything. Medical expenses are one of the biggest financial burdens for older adults. While Medicare covers many basic health care needs, it doesn't pay for everything. Co-payments, deductibles, and uncovered treatments add up quickly. John, 76, was shocked when he needed an emergency dental procedure that cost thousands of dollars out of pocket. With a limited monthly income, he had to put it on a credit card, unsure of how he would pay it off. Then there's the cost of prescription medications, which can be astronomical. Even with insurance, many seniors have to decide whether to refill their prescriptions or use that money for groceries. Skipping medication is a dangerous but all too common reality for those on tight budgets. Beyond healthcare, the rising cost of housing presents another challenge. Many seniors live in homes they purchased decades ago, often mortgage-free. But while the house itself may be paid off, property taxes, homeowners' insurance, maintenance, and utilities continue to rise. If a roof leaks or the heating system breaks down, the repair bills can be overwhelming. Some are forced to downsize, selling the homes where they raise their families to move into smaller apartments or assisted living facilities. But even that can be expensive. Affordable senior housing options are often limited, with long waiting lists and strict eligibility requirements. Those who rent are especially vulnerable, as landlords increase rent year after year, leaving seniors struggling to keep up. Food insecurity is another growing problem. Grocery prices have skyrocketed, making it harder for seniors to afford nutritious meals. Many rely on food assistance programs, local food banks, or senior meal services just to get by. But pride and independence can make it difficult for some to seek help. Thomas, 74, spent his whole life providing for his family and never imagined he would need assistance. Now, he finds himself skipping meals some days, stretching what little he has to make it last longer. He hesitates to ask his children for financial help, not wanting to be a burden, even though they would gladly support him if they knew the full extent of his struggles. Transportation costs add another layer of difficulty. Many older adults can no longer drive due to health concerns, but public transportation isn't always reliable or accessible. Taxis and ride-sharing services can be too expensive for those on a fixed income. This lack of affordable mobility can lead to isolation, making it harder for seniors to get groceries, visit the doctor, or socialize with friends and family. These financial challenges create a ripple effect, impacting emotional and mental well-being. The stress of stretching every dollar can lead to anxiety, depression, and feelings of helplessness. Many seniors find themselves lying awake at night, worried about unexpected expenses or wondering how long their savings will last. They hesitate to ask for help, wanting to maintain their independence, but the weight of financial insecurity takes a toll. Despite these struggles, many seniors find ways to adapt and persevere. They clip coupons, shop at discount stores, take advantage of senior discounts, and find creative ways to cut costs. Some return to the workforce, taking on part-time jobs to supplement their income, even when their health makes it challenging. Others rely on community programs, churches, and family support to get by. But the reality remains. Financial insecurity after 70 is a pressing issue, one that affects millions of older adults every day. For those who have spent a lifetime working, saving, and planning for retirement, facing financial struggles after 70 can feel like a cruel twist of fate. Many grew up in an era where hard work was expected to lead to financial security, but the economic landscape has changed in ways that make it increasingly difficult for older adults to maintain stability. Rising costs, fixed incomes, and unexpected expenses create a financial puzzle that often feels impossible to solve. One of the most pressing concerns is the unpredictability of expenses. Even the most careful budgeting can be thrown into disarray by a sudden medical emergency, a home repair, or an increase in insurance premiums. Helen, 75, has always lived modestly, paying her bills on time and avoiding unnecessary spending. But when her water heater broke down in the middle of winter, she was forced to dip into her emergency savings that were already dangerously low. Then came an increase in her prescription drug costs, and suddenly, she found herself choosing between fixing her car and paying for her medication. These choices are devastating, yet they are the reality for many older adults who no longer have the ability to generate new income. Fixed incomes, whether from Social Security, pensions, or retirement savings, simply do not keep up with inflation. Decades ago, a small pension combined with Social Security might have been enough to sustain a comfortable lifestyle, but times have changed. The cost of living has risen dramatically, while benefits have remained relatively stagnant. Social Security's cost of living adjustments often fail to match real-world expenses, leaving seniors struggling to stretch their limited funds. Those who rely on interest from savings accounts or investments face additional challenges, as economic downturns can quickly deplete their resources. Another major financial hurdle is the increasing cost of caregiving. Many seniors reach a point where they need help with daily activities. Whether it's assistance with household chores, transportation to doctor's appointments, or personal care. Hiring a home health aide is costly, and for those who need full-time care, the expenses can be overwhelming. Nursing homes and assisted living facilities charge thousands of dollars per month, far beyond what most retirees can afford. Medicaid may cover some of these costs, but only for those who have already spent down most of their assets, leaving them with little to nothing. Family support is often seen as a safety net, but it comes with its own complications. Many adult children are struggling financially themselves, facing high costs of living, raising their own families, and dealing with job uncertainties. While many would gladly help their aging parents, the reality is that they may not have the extra resources to do so. This creates a painful dynamic where seniors hesitate to ask for help, fearing they will burden their children. Some, like Robert, 78, try to mask their struggles, putting on a brave face during family visits while quietly skipping meals or delaying necessary medical care. Debt is another growing issue among older adults. Many seniors are still paying off mortgages, credit card debt, or even student loans they took out later in life for their children or grandchildren. In past generations, retirement meant freedom from debt, but today, more and more seniors find themselves carrying financial obligations well into their 70s and beyond. Credit card debt, in particular, becomes a dangerous trap as high interest rates make it nearly impossible to catch up once payments start falling behind. Those who turn to payday loans or other high-interest lending options only dig themselves deeper into financial trouble. For seniors who want to continue working to supplement their income, job opportunities are not always readily available. Age discrimination, health issues, and a changing job market make finding employment after 70 a daunting task. Even those who are able to find part-time work may struggle with physically demanding jobs, long commutes, or the technological skills now required in many workplaces. Some take on gig work, such as driving for rideshare services or doing freelance work online, but these jobs often lack stability and benefits. The financial strain affects not just the wallet, but overall well-being. Stress about money can lead to anxiety, depression, and a sense of isolation. Social activities, hobbies, and travel, things that were once sources of joy, often become luxuries that can no longer be afforded. Some withdraw from friends and community activities simply because they cannot afford gas, bus fare, or even a cup of coffee at a social gathering. This isolation can have serious health consequences, both mentally and physically. Despite the hardships, many seniors find creative ways to make ends meet. Some downsize their homes, moving into smaller, more affordable spaces, or opting for senior co-housing arrangements. Others take advantage of community resources, such as food banks, discounted prescription programs, and nonprofit organizations that offer financial assistance. Bartering and sharing resources with friends and neighbors also become important strategies, whether it's exchanging home-cooked meals, car rides, or minor home repairs. Yet, the underlying problem remains. Financial insecurity should not be an expected or accepted part of aging. Seniors who have contributed to society for decades deserve dignity and stability in their later years. However, without systemic changes, many will continue to struggle, facing impossible choices between basic necessities, medical care, and maintaining any semblance of independence. For many seniors facing financial insecurity after 70, the weight of constant worry is not just about numbers on a bank statement. It's about dignity, independence, and quality of life. The struggle to balance rising costs with fixed incomes can make each day feel like an uphill battle. Yet most older adults find ways to persevere, adapting in ways they never imagined. But adaptation can only go so far when the challenges keep mounting. And for many, the question becomes, how do you maintain not just survival, but a life worth living? One of the most heartbreaking aspects of financial struggle in old age is the loss of independence. After a lifetime of making their own way, many seniors find themselves forced to rely on the kindness of others. Some move in with adult children, sacrificing the privacy and autonomy they once enjoyed. Others depend on government assistance programs, charitable organizations, or church groups just to afford necessities. While these safety nets provide essential relief, many seniors struggle with feelings of guilt or shame, believing they should be able to handle things on their own. Pride often prevents them from seeking help until they have exhausted all other options. Eleanor, 79, worked as a nurse for over 40 years, raising 3 children on a modest salary. She thought she had done everything right, paid off her home, set aside savings, and planned for retirement. But as her medical expenses increased and her savings dwindled, she found herself needing to apply for food assistance. The first time she visited a food bank, she nearly turned back at the door, embarrassed by the thought of accepting charity. But hunger left her no choice. She quickly realized that many others in line were just like her, people who had worked hard their entire lives, only to find that their resources were no longer enough. Beyond financial stress, there's an emotional toll that comes with feeling like a burden. Many older adults try to hide their struggles from their loved ones, not wanting to worry them. Some skip family gatherings because they can't afford to bring a dish or buy gifts for grandchildren. Others decline invitations to events, too proud to admit they don't have the money for gas or bus fare. This withdrawal can lead to loneliness and isolation, which only exacerbates the mental and physical health challenges that many seniors already face. There's also the issue of predatory financial schemes targeting seniors. Scammers know that older adults are often financially vulnerable and sometimes desperate to stretch their money. Fraudulent phone calls, fake charity solicitations, and even deceptive home repair scams take advantage of those hoping to save money or make a little extra. Many seniors fall victim to identity theft, fraudulent investment schemes, or high-interest loan traps that promise quick cash but lead to long-term financial ruin. Once scammed, it can be nearly impossible to recover the lost money, leaving victims feeling violated and even more financially unstable than before. While some seniors turn to family for help, others hesitate to do so out of fear of disrupting their children's lives. Some adult children, despite their best intentions, may not be in a position to help financially. Many are struggling with their own mortgages, raising children, and dealing with job insecurity. This leaves seniors in a painful position, wanting to maintain their independence while knowing they cannot face these financial hardships alone. In some cases, multi-generational households become the best solution, but this arrangement is not always easy. Living with family can provide financial relief, but it can also lead to conflicts over personal space, privacy, and caregiving responsibilities. Despite the difficulties, many seniors find resourceful ways to navigate financial hardships. Some turn to senior community centers, where they can participate in free or low-cost social activities, get financial counseling, and access local resources. Others find solace in senior advocacy groups that help them apply for government assistance programs they never realized they qualified for, such as energy assistance, meal programs, or discounted transportation services. Many seniors also embrace new ways to earn money, taking up small side jobs like pet sitting, tutoring, or selling handmade crafts online. For those willing to adapt, downsizing often becomes a practical solution. Selling a home and moving into a smaller, more affordable living space can free up much-needed cash and reduce the financial burden of home maintenance and property taxes. Some opt for senior cooperative housing, where expenses are shared among a group, creating a more affordable living arrangement. Others move to lower-cost areas where rent and general expenses are more manageable. These transitions can be emotionally difficult, as they often mean leaving behind a home filled with memories, but for many, they are necessary steps toward financial stability. Still, there is a larger issue at play, one that goes beyond individual struggles. The reality is that society as a whole has not adequately addressed the financial insecurity of older adults. Retirement programs are not always sufficient. Healthcare costs continue to rise, and inflation eats away at what little savings seniors have. Many older adults spent their working years paying into systems that were meant to support them in retirement, yet they now find themselves in a position where those systems fall short. As the number of seniors facing financial hardship continues to grow, there is an urgent need for better policies and stronger support systems. Affordable senior housing, expanded healthcare coverage, and financial education programs tailored to older adults could make a significant difference. Encouraging open conversations about aging and finances without stigma or shame could also help families and communities come together to support their elders. Even in the face of these challenges, the resilience of older adults is undeniable. They have weathered economic downturns, wars, and countless personal hardships throughout their lives. Many have learned to adapt, finding strength in community, resourcefulness, and the enduring hope that better days are still ahead. The struggles they face are real, but so is their determination to navigate them with grace, dignity, and courage. The challenges of financial insecurity after 70 are deeply personal, yet they reflect a larger societal issue, one that affects millions of older adults around the world. The struggle to balance rising costs with a fixed income, the stress of unexpected medical bills, and the fear of outliving one's savings are not just individual problems, but signs that the systems meant to support seniors are falling short. Still, in the face of these hardships, there is resilience, adaptability, and the unwavering human spirit that refuses to give up. For those facing financial strain, the first step is acknowledging that they are not alone. There is no shame in needing help, and there are many resources available, whether through government programs, nonprofit organizations, or community support networks. More seniors are discovering that reaching out for assistance, whether it's for food aid, housing assistance, or discounted medical programs, can make a significant difference. It's not about dependency, but about ensuring that basic needs are met, so that life remains more than just survival. Family and community also play a vital role. Many older adults hesitate to discuss their financial struggles with loved ones, fearing they will be a burden. But these conversations are crucial. Often, adult children or close friends would rather know the reality of the situation than unknowingly watch a loved one suffer in silence. Families that openly discuss financial concerns can work together to find solutions, whether it's sharing living expenses, setting up financial plans, or simply offering emotional support. Technology is also becoming a surprising ally for many seniors trying to make ends meet. More and more older adults are learning how to navigate online banking, digital budgeting tools, and online marketplaces to sell handmade crafts or offer remote services. While technology can be intimidating at first, those who embrace it often find new opportunities to stretch their resources or even earn extra income. Some seniors are even finding ways to supplement their pensions by working flexible jobs that didn't exist decades ago, freelancing, tutoring, or even starting small home-based businesses. Despite these adaptive strategies, the broader question remains: what can be done to ensure that future generations do not face the same struggles? The reality is that aging should not mean financial hardship. Governments, businesses, and communities must work together to create more affordable housing options, improve healthcare access, and strengthen retirement security. Policies that protect seniors from financial fraud, reduce medical costs, and offer better employment opportunities for those who wish to keep working could transform the landscape of aging. But beyond policies and programs, there needs to be a shift in how society values its elders. Seniors are not just a group in need of assistance. They are a generation with wisdom, experience, and contributions that should be honored. Too often, aging is associated with decline, when in reality, it should be viewed as a stage of life that, with the right support, can still be fulfilling and meaningful. At the heart of it all, financial security in old age is not about luxury. It's about dignity. No one should have to choose between medication and food, between heating their home and seeing their grandchildren. A lifetime of hard work should lead to stability, not stress. While individual resilience and community support are crucial, long-term solutions require bigger conversations and systemic changes. For those facing financial struggles now, the key takeaway is this: you are not alone, and there is hope. There are resources to help, people who care, and solutions that, while not perfect, can offer relief. Whether it's seeking assistance, having open conversations with loved ones, or finding new ways to stretch income, small steps can make a difference. And perhaps, with enough awareness and action, the future will be brighter not just for today's seniors, but for generations to come. If you found this discussion helpful, remember to stay connected, share your thoughts, and look out for one another. Aging is a journey we all take together, and by supporting each other, we can make these years not just manageable but meaningful. Wishing you strength, security, and most of all, peace of mind in the years ahead. Financial struggles after 70 are a reality that far too many seniors face, yet they are often forced to navigate these challenges in silence. The rising cost of living, unexpected medical bills, and fixed incomes create a difficult balancing act, one that can turn what should be peaceful golden years into a constant source of stress. But if there's one thing to take away from all of this, it's that no one should have to go through these struggles alone. There are resources, support networks, and strategies to help make life easier, and most importantly, there is always hope. Now, let's be honest for a second. Talking about money can be exhausting. It's one of those topics that no one really enjoys, but somehow it finds a way into every conversation. Whether it's a rising grocery bill, a sudden home repair, or just that moment when you realize a dollar doesn't stretch like it used to, money has a way of making itself known, doesn't it? And don't even get me started on how things used to be cheaper. Back in the day, a cup of coffee didn't require a small loan, and filling up a car with gas didn't feel like an investment. But here we are, trying to navigate these financial twists and turns with a mix of determination, creativity, and maybe a few sighs of frustration. The good news is that even though times are tough, there are ways to get through it. Whether it's seeking financial assistance, cutting unnecessary expenses, or even finding small ways to earn a little extra, every step counts. And let's not forget the power of community. Leaning on family, friends, and local organizations can make a world of difference. It's not about pride or charity. It's about making sure that no one has to struggle alone. And hey, if there's one thing that older generations know better than anyone, it's how to adapt. Think about it. You've lived through decades of change, from economic ups and downs to technological revolutions, and yet you're still here figuring things out. That resilience, that ability to keep going no matter what, is something truly remarkable. So while financial struggles may be frustrating, they are not undefeatable. Before we wrap things up, I just want to say that if this discussion resonated with you, if it got you thinking or even just nodding along in agreement, then make sure to like the video and subscribe to keep up with the latest uploads. We talk about real issues here, the things that matter, the things that affect our daily lives. So stick around, because these conversations aren't just important, they're necessary. With that said, I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care of yourself, stay strong, and remember, you're not alone in this. Life is still meant to be lived, and there is always a way forward. See you next time